open secret that raising funds for anybody except the ruling party is a very tough task. The government of India knows exactly who's getting what where. Ram is not limited to one temple, one location. Ram is everywhere. The Chief Minister Assam is openly threatening. Now, who is the Chief Minister to say launch an FIR? Of the police officer. But he's saying, I'll launch 3 महीने के बाद मैं arrest करूँगा आपको. BJP in the last 10 years had done some stupendous performance in terms of governance, areas of development, and the report card was a stellar one. And you outweigh the performance of the UPA government of the last 10 years and compare apples to apples and then say that we have given you a political challenge, I would take that. But by using a religious occasion and for you to say that that's a political challenge, I don't agree with that terminology, one. Second, everyone is obsessed about how this will become political, and it shouldn't be, because the construction and the inauguration of the temple is done by a due judicial process. And once the highest courts of the land have given their opinion, that stands now to be respected by one and all. And everybody welcomed when the decision came, and also the construction of the Ram temple. There may be attempts to try and politicize it, but I think we have to be very clear that politics is about governance, delivery and performance, and religion is a matter of home and heart. The Shankaracharyas didn't want to go for reasons. It wasn't an all-party meeting, right? It was a religious occasion which should be done by proper rituals at the completion of the temple. But yes, there was an attempt to do all this just before elections. And why should someone be setting criteria about who can be invited, who can't be invited? So I think about 5,000 odd people are invited. How are you going to select whether you qualify to be invited or not to be invited? And the 128.99 crore people who didn't get the invite, are they not feeling as happy, or are they not as involved? Are they less of a follower of Lord Ram? Because the opposition leaders have had different reasons to go or not go, that's up to them. But from what I saw, even the BJP president was not there. So to say that ex-party president was there, not there, it's irrelevant. You go when you want to go, when you get a calling. Yes, as a believer, one should be happy, but that's not the only. Ram is not limited to one temple, one location. Ram is everywhere. If you believe in that God, and I said this a couple of days ago, इस सृष्टि में जिसकी राम में मान्यता है, उसके कण-कण में राम है. Ram is inside of you. Ram is everywhere. It's omnipresent. So trying to limit it to a particular location on a particular day, I think that's confining, and you can't have someone take ownership of something as universal as Ram. That's not appropriate. Any nation state, when the lines get blurred or get merged, that's not a happy occasion, because you have to have a state as a separate entity to what the citizens follow in terms of religion, belief, etc. Because the country's institutions and governments have to be above religious considerations. You may have individual faith, belief, customs, traditions, practices, which is fine. But I think the state has a different role to play. I can't say, because there are a lot of, in today's politics, there's lots of pressures, there are lots of things that never happened earlier. And to answer your first question, no. I guess they know who to approach and not to approach, because I haven't had that. But commitment to ideology is important. No matter what anyone says, if they cite reasons to go here, there, and the other, it's their individual decision. And the ruling dispensation also, I think they must fight elections and must have the electoral battle on things that matter. Now, to have agencies go after you. 95% of all enforcement directed notices, raids, and action is done to leaders of opposition. It can't be a coincidence. So when you trap people like that and you force people, CBI, IT, so on and so forth, police, harassment cases, and it's open now. What's happening, for example, in Assam, the Chief Minister of Assam is openly threatening. Now, who is the Chief Minister to say launch an FIR? It's the job of the police officer. But he's saying, I'll launch 3 minutes बाद मैं arrest करूँगा आपको. You don't do that. That's not under the constitution. So when you have open threat to senior leaders of the party, they're basically telling the smaller ones that you better toe the line. So there is a fear mongering, there is pressure, there is misuse of agencies, there is all sorts of tactics adopted to corner leaders of the opposition. I don't know if they have a committee that's been formed, we'll discuss it. But it seems impractical because you have so many elections at multiple levels. To put all of them together, from panchayat to corporation to district, Vidhan Sabha, Lok Sabha, it's probably an attempt to centralize the election systems. And it may not be practical for a country as large as ours. We have 40 different political parties, different time cycles, and such a large country to have something together in one place, one time, not even be practical. I mean, there's harvest, there's weather, there's all sorts of festivals. So I don't know how practical that is, but I think the idea behind that must be, like you said, make it more centralized and control the whole ecosystem. I think it's an open secret. It's an open secret that raising funds for anybody except the ruling party is a very tough task because of various pressures and overtly sort of undermining the resource collection for the other political parties. So electoral bonds also, I think there is a whole lot of fear among the corporate sector that if you help anybody except the people that the ruling disposition wants, you'll get in trouble. It's not a secret, it's open, and I think they should again review this whole concept because there's no anonymity in this, right? The government of India knows exactly who's getting what where, and it's not a level playing field. And that's why the Congress party is now doing crowdsourcing, public funding. We're doing all that we can to make sure that people get involved and we're able to raise funds from alternate sources. And the data will suggest, again, 90-95% of electoral bonds go to one party. How's that fair? You are in government, you have all the agencies, you have all the money, and you're doing everything you can to suppress the voice of the opposition parties. Then how is that a level playing field? But despite that, I'm saying, despite that, the India Alliance coming together is giving a lot of sleepless nights to the BJP. I can sense that. But you're right to answer your question. Raising funds for the Congress has become a challenge. I haven't tried. I've seen many elections and you don't have people who are even wanting and willing to come forward because they fear a backlash will happen. We don't have fixed targets. We're trying to open it up so that we get smaller donations but increase the base. We're doing online crowdfunding. Mr. Martin started this Donate for Desh, which is a successful campaign. We'll start more for the Nyaya Yatra. So we're trying to reach out to people, citizens of India, because it's their fight. It's a fight for keeping the electoral battle evenly placed as best as we can.